I want to go to this post over here. We talk about how things have changed and how, like we obviously talk about like the video game industry a lot on this show. This is from Haley over on X, and she's pointing out something about Mortal Kombat, specifically to Ed Boon. Now, Ed Boon is one of the creators of Mortal Kombat way back in the early 90s. And Haley has a simple question for Ed. She says, what happened to Mortal Kombat, Ed Boon? Did a council of cat moms take over the art direction? The women of Mortal Kombat used to crush spines and drop jaws. Now they look like old, miserable bitches who survived 3 divorces. It's not a bad look. It's a fatality to style. By the way, this whole thing kind of sounds AI written, but that's it. Anyways, hot, sexy, powerful, fierce babes with a huge draw. We're a huge draw to Mortal Kombat. They helped define the franchise, brought unforgettable energy to the roster, and inspired waves of cosplay, fan art, and fanfic. That bold, unfiltered presence was baked into Mortal Kombat's DNA. Now Mortal Kombat has become one of the clearest examples of the growing trend of female uglification in modern games. Style and allure tossed aside, replaced with designs that feel allergic to charisma. Just tragic. Wow. And let me kind of show you exactly what she's speaking about. This is from the Mortal Kombat reboot several years ago. I think this was 2009 right here. You can see kind of how the characters look here, specifically Melina over here, Katana. I think some of these were actually before Mortal Kombat. They're using the Mortal Kombat 9 logo here. So you can see skimpy outfits, curvatures, sexy look here. And this is how Mortal Kombat looks today. Any thoughts on those, ladies?
Totally missing the mark of the iconic characters and their outfits and the way that they look from years past.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think they've made these changes? Do you think there's a bigger agenda here, Mally, than just the idea of they want to hit a modern audience? Or are they just going for more realistic? Why do you think that is?
I mean, I feel like we've said it before here too, but it's like ugly bitches don't want to feel alone. I don't know how else to put it. Like, I'm sorry, but everyone, whether you're ugly or you're pretty, you want to look at a pretty character. And if you're going to hire people who are miserable in their lives, hate video games, hate themselves, hate their lives, they're going to produce misery. You're going to do that no matter what fucking field you're in. So if you're trying to make video games, which are supposed to bring millions of people joy, you're certainly not doing that. And I can't help but notice there is not a single, like, white woman in the lineup. Whereas there is several in the top. I don't know. I'm just
I gotta be honest. Didn't even like even think about that. That's crazy.
Couldn't help but notice once we got there. I was like, oh.
Well, I think the cool part about Mortal Kombat and the way that the older generations of the way that these women characters looked was that, to Mally's point, yes, as a girl playing in those characters, you feel badass, but also the characters are badass, and guys also like to play with those characters because they're fun to look at.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm gonna have to stare at a character for 18 hours in order to beat this game, I want to like what I'm looking at. Whether it's a strong, badass male character or a strong, badass female character. I don't care.
Blabs, how do you feel about that? I'm sorry to gender you, but as a female.
I mean, I identify as a pine cone. However, if I was a woman, I would absolutely be annoyed with this, to be honest. It's just they look ugly. There's no upgrade in any of them from the previous to now. They don't look appealing in any way. Can you pull that back up? Look at all the facial expressions of the top, and then look at the ones at the bottom, and they're all super bland, all pissed off and frustrated. It's all the same expression. So when the old one actually used to be diversity, and if you think about it, with all their expressions, the way their costumes looked and everything, and now it's just everyone's covered up and everyone's pissy and ugly. Congratulations, you fucked them over.
I mean, they're not even colorful outfits either.
No, they're very bland.
Very bland.
Very dull.
Maybe the same. Blabs, we saw JoJo Siwa recently, and JoJo Siwa, she was talking about how she was kind of forced into being gay. She felt pressured into being gay, and all of a sudden she found dick, and then she was like, "Oh, okay, I guess I'm straight again."
Girls need dick then to get fixed up.
That's my thought here. I feel like all these women, all these characters, they feel like they just need to find a man and settle down. And
I mean, yeah, that girl nailed it. They do look like they've survived 3 divorces, and they all like just do the all men suck kind of mentality. Like,
well,
that's
I don't
who
know.
they're designed by, so it makes sense why they look like that.
Well, the latest the latest Mortal Kombat has not done very well. It hasn't performed as well as they hoped it would, and a lot of people have talked about the character design is a big part of it. I've said this on the show many times. When you look at the way a game looks, the way a game feels, screenshots of it, that's like your initial impression. And if it doesn't look appealing to you, then you don't want to watch it, or you don't want to play it. You don't want to check it out. And yeah, as you said, Mally, I think you said at the beginning, the idea that people like to play attractive people. They like to see attractive people, which is why I want to point out one more time that Jake Gyllenhaal's abs in Roadhouse are just absolutely spectacular. And everybody should go see the Roadhouse movie, despite it being a horrible movie. I mean, my God, look at those fake abs.
You know, pull that picture back up of Jake.
Uh-huh.
Okay, look at the lady behind him. Like, that's Craig. She's
no,
like, oh my God, look at that.
No. She looks pissed. She's mad.
I think she wants.
She wants that.
Yeah.
I don't want that. I want those abs. Yeah, I do. It's funny because I was actually the internet tells me that Jake Gyllenhaal's abs for Roadhouse were the result of a rigorous training regimen and a strict diet. He worked with a longtime trainer for over a year to achieve his physique, dropping from 205 pounds to 184 pounds and reaching a body fat percentage of 5%.
Whoa.
Jeez. Ridiculous.
5%?
Yeah, that's not even...
Dude was shredded.
Yeah. Like at 12%, you start seeing your 10, 11, 12%, you start seeing the abs. But man, anyways. So Mortal Kombat, huh? Hey, get on that, Ed Boon. How about you be a little better when it comes to... Yeah.
Do better.
Speaking of Mortal Kombat, let's go to its chief competitor here, as the new Street Fighter movie has been getting cast over the last 3 months or so. We've been taking a look at all the different people that have been cast in it. Jason Momoa has been cast in the Street Fighter movie. Roman Reigns, the WWE wrestler, is going to be cast in it. And they have casted Chun-Li. And this lady, Kalina Liang, has been cast as Chun-Li. Here she is, ladies. No, I'm just kidding. Here she is. I think she's pulling it off pretty good right here.
That's a good casting.
That is a good casting right there. Don't mind that at all.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's, as I said, the first thing you see when you see a trailer, see a game, see whatever is how people look. And Street Fighter doesn't have many very ugly people in it. So it's cool to see them actually taking Chun-Li kind of seriously. You wonder if she'll have big old thunder thighs like Chun-Li does. So, Mally, you got anything on that? Good casting, bad casting? Do you have?
No, it looks good. I don't even know enough about it to like know, much on how it would work. But just looks wise, she looks like she fits the part, and that's what casting on these things should be.
Mm-hmm.
It's very looks based.
Just a quick glance. Kalina Liang is born in the year 2000, a Canadian actress. She was in Steven Soderbergh's Presence right there. I don't even know who this person is, if I'm being told. I've never heard of this
Craig's
person.
like, let me see her legs.
Well, yeah, Blabs. She's playing Chun-Li. Why would I not?
Big thighs. They save lives.
Blabs, if you're playing Chun-Li, you have
I
big
understand
thighs.
that. You're literally asking to see her legs.
Well, if you're casting for Chun-Li, wouldn't you want to see someone?
Yes.
Wouldn't you want to see her legs? Yeah, I'm just saying. I think
I'm not shitting on you.
Okay.
You know, this
All
is
right.
the one time I agree with you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's the one time. Look at her big old thighs. She got big old legs. Just saying, this is literally what she. Okay, that lady. There we go. Anyway, sorry, YouTube.
Wow.
And
good for her.
Obey YouTube. Watch this video. It's suggested for you.